The 9 steps to obtain the contractor's license. Commonwealth of Virginia. Step 1. Choose your license class and specialty. It is important to select the right class of license for the dollar amount of work your company will be performing, as exceeding the limits of your license is a violation of the regulations and could result in disciplinary action against the license holder. License classifications. Licenses are issued in one of the 3 license classes: Class A, Class B, or Class C. Class A has no restrictions on the amount of money that can be made per contract or project per month, and there are no restrictions on the maximum amount that can be made per year. Class B has a $120,000 restriction on the maximum amount that can be made per contract or project per month, and the maximum amount that can be made per year is $750,000. Class C has a $10,000 restriction on the maximum amount that can be made per contract or project per month, and the maximum amount that can be made per year is $150,000. For the Class A license, the initial licensing fee is $385. For the Class B license, the initial licensing fee is $370. And for the Class C license, the initial licensing fee is $235. The 9 steps to obtain the contractor's license. Choose your specialty. Contractor licenses have classifications and specialties that identify the type of work that may be performed with the license. These specialties are identified as 3-letter abbreviations that are printed in the bottom of the license. The definition of each of the classifications and specialties can be found in the Board of Contractors regulations. Specialties. It's important to select the specialty that best describes the work your company will be performing, as working outside the scope of your license is a violation of the regulations and could result in disciplinary action against the license holder. Please take a few seconds to review the chart on the right for some examples of specialties and their abbreviations. Example of a Virginia license. On the Virginia license example, you can see that the license will show the class of the license and below will be the specialties. Please take a few more seconds to review the license. Step 2. Company and registration. All businesses must have a name. Sometimes that is just the name of the sole proprietor, but often is a fictitious or trading name, or DBA, doing business as. You may choose any fictitious name allowed by law, but you must register that name with the appropriate authorities. If your company is a corporation, LLC, or limited partnership, you must register both your company and names used by that company to the Virginia State Corporation Commission. Step 3. Responsible management. All licensed contractors are required by law to identify officers, members, partners, owners, etc. of their business entities. Sole proprietorships may only identify the one individual who owns the business. Partnerships must identify the partners. Corporations, all the officers, and LLCs, all the members and managers. Step 4. Qualified individuals. Most qualified individuals are only required to have experience in the specialty they will be linked to, and the amount of experience is determined by the type of license. Qualified individuals must have an additional license certification or complete a technical examination that is based on the scope of the work allowed by that specific specialty. Class A must have at least 5 years of experience. Class B must have at least 3 years of experience, and Class C must have at least 2 years of experience. Step 5. Designated employee. Class A and B contractors, not Class C, licensed applicants are required to declare a designated employee who has successfully completed the appropriate licensure examination and is either a bona fide full-time employee of the business or a member of the responsible management. Step 6. Pre-license education course, 8 hours. All business entities applying for a license are required to have their designated employee or a member of responsible management complete a basic business course approved by the Board of Contractors. Step 7. Financial requirements. Send the application with the appropriate fee. You must submit the appropriate fee along with your application. Each form has a fee that must be submitted listed on the first page of the form. Applications without fee or a wrong fee may be delayed or returned to the sender. Payment methods. A check or money order payable to the Treasurer of Virginia or a completed credit card information must be mailed with your application package. Application fees are non-refundable. Financial requirements. Class A and Class B applicants must provide a completed financial statement form as part of the application or an annual report or CPA financial statement as evidence of the business net worth. Class A applicants must provide proof of a net worth or equity of $45,000. Class B applicants must provide proof of a net worth or equity of $15,000. Financial requirements. Surety option. For those Virginia contractors that do not meet the equity requirements of $15,000 for Class B or $45,000 for Class A license, you may opt to buy a surety bond from an insurance agency. The policy, when issued, is valid for 2 years. Step 8. Complete the application. It's important that all items on the application are completed. Failing to complete an item will result in a delay in the processing of the application. You can find the application online by visiting www.dpor.virginia.gov. Step 9. Mail the application. You must mail the application to the Commonwealth of Virginia Department of Professional and Occupational Regulation. The address is listed as 9960 Maylands Drive, Suite 400 in Richmond, Virginia 23233, and the phone number is 804-367-8511. Processing time. Applications are processed on a first-in, first-out basis, and the average processing time for most applications is approximately 30 days. Expedited Class A applications. For expedited Class A applications, you must pay $250 in addition to the required application fee. A complete payment by credit card is required at the time the application is submitted. This is non-refundable. The Board of Contractors will process complete applications within 2 working days from the date of receipt, or as soon as possible. The applicant is notified by the board if their application is approved via telephone and/or email. The license will be sent by regular mail after issuance. Business exam and specialty exam. Class A and Class B contractors must have a designated employee, which must successfully complete the business examinations. The designated employee for Class A is required to complete the General Business, Virginia, and advanced portions of the examination. The designated employee for Class B is required to complete the General Business and Virginia portions of the examination. Specialty exam. This exam applies for all Class A, Class B, and Class C licenses. Qualified individuals must have an additional license or certification or complete a technical examination that is based on the scope of work allowed by the specialty. Trade-related specialties require that the QI hold a valid Master Tradesman license issued by the Board of Contractors. Specialty requirements. You must apply to the DPOR before taking any technical exams in the state of Virginia. You can find all the DPOR applications by visiting www.dpor.virginia.gov/boards/contractors. There are over 40 Virginia contractor licensing specialties, such as painting and wall covering, home improvement contracting, residential building contracting, commercial improvement contracting, commercial building contracting, highway heavy, and roofing. Usually it is better to apply to the largest specialty so you'll be qualified when the opportunity arises. Books suggested for your specialty. Once you have passed the examination for Class A or B license, then you may submit your complete application to the DPOR, indicating the type of specialty you want to have in your license. The DPOR will review your application and verify that it meets all the requirements, and once your application is approved, you will be allowed to take your specialty examination. After you have successfully passed your specialty examination, your license will be issued. Books suggested to pass your specialty exam. The following are some of the books: NASCLA Virginia 8th edition, IRC 2012, the International Residential Code, Carpentry and Building Construction, 29 CFR Part 1926, Safety and Health Regulations for Construction, OSHA, Gypsum Construction Handbook, 7th edition, Craftsman's Manual and Textbook, 8th edition, Painting and Decorating, Standard Practice for Installation of Rigid Polyvinyl Chloride, Siding and Soffit, Virginia Uniform Statewide Building Code, Part 1, and ANSI Accessible and Usable Building and Facilities, 2017. Carpentry and Building Construction. Carpentry and Building Construction is a comprehensive carpentry book that focuses on residential construction with many procedures also applying to light commercial construction. The informative text provides detailed, heavily illustrated information about materials, tools, and processes, with many step-by-step procedures. It is recommended for all states as a helpful text in studying for any of the trades exams and is an excellent reference source for contractors to own. This book teaches you how to build a house from the ground up. International Residential Code 2012 for 1 and 2 family dwellings. The International Residential Code 2012 is a model code produced by the International Code Council. This document provides the foundation for many state and city codes. The IRC 2012 combined with local jurisdiction amendments form the state codes. Adopting jurisdictions include Arkansas, Connecticut, District of Columbia, Florida, Georgia, Hawaii, Idaho, Indiana, Minnesota, Montana, Nebraska, Nevada, Rhode Island, and Virginia. Occupational Safety and Health Standards, OSHA, 29 CFR Part 1926, Safety and Health Regulations for Construction. OSHA's mission is to ensure that employees work in a safe and healthy environment by setting and enforcing standards and by providing training, outreach, education, and assistance. Employers must comply with all applicable OSHA standards. They must also comply with the General Duty Clause of the OSHA Act, which requires employers to keep their workplace free of serious recognized hazards. Virginia Construction Code 2015, Part 1 of the Virginia Uniform Statewide Building Code. The Virginia Uniform Statewide Building Code contains the building regulations that must be complied with when constructing a new building, structure, or in addition to an existing building. They must also be used when maintaining or repairing an existing building or renovating or changing the use of a building or structure. The USBC is comprised of 3 parts: Virginia Construction Code, Virginia Existing Building Code, and Virginia Maintenance Code. The Virginia examinations are open book. CASA Flex has these books available to help you pass the exam.